This is Mount Bromo. Long time ago, a couple prayed under its crater. The wife was named Roro Anteng, a Majapahit princess, while the husband was Joko Seger, a Brahman who ruled the mountain. Resi Dada Putih had married them for years, but no children had they got. So under the mount's fire they prayed. Nature silenced as the parents of the Tengger people recited their prayers to the gods in the mountain. The god answered Roro Anteng and Joko Seger and granted them their 25 children, the ancestors of a tribe native to this mountain, the Tengger. Tenggeris are dispersed around 4 sub-districts around their center of micro and macrocosms, the Bromo, Probolinggo, Pasuruan, Lumajang, and Malang. Here is one of their central village, Ngadisari in Probolinggo. Unlike many Japanese societies in Indonesia, the Tenggeris are devout Hindus, more like their Balinese neighbor. Their lives revolve according to Trihita Karana philosophy, relationship between God, nature, and human. This day, the Tenggeris celebrated Saraswati, Hindu religious day to celebrate God's giving of knowledge to humankind. The man in the white robe was Mangku, a person who leads prayers. As he took position in the middle end of Pura, Mangku prepared ritual instruments or upakara, such as flowers, praying sticks, and holy water, and purified them with his spells. When he had done, the Mangku rang his bells and the ritual started. Flowers symbolize the earthly fruits offered to the gods. People burn them, as the smoke will take its essence to the gods dwelling in the heaven. The prayer ended and the Mangku's assistants went around the masses, cleanse their body and soul with the holy water, and give some rice to be put on their foreheads for good luck. As people went outside the pura, women presented their families' offering, called tamping, some piece of meals put on banana leaf. They put it on the corners of the pura. Children would continue reading Vedic verses at night. The mountain will be full of prayers, and fragrance of dupa will last until the dawn rises. Roro Anteng and Joko Seger lived joyously under the Bromo Mount for a time, which ashes prospered the mountain. Tengger is an agricultural society. At the weekdays, Tenggeris mainly work in their farms. Most of them worked in the field, or at least own one. Men and women have relatively equal relationship in managing these wheels. The Tenggeris adjust with the lack of water by making dry cultivation farms. These farms are divided into two: the long-term gardens filled with vegetables like cabbage, potato, or lettuce, and the short-term gardens behind their houses planted with onion or leek. Their children might inherit these gardens one day when they marry. Just like what happened this weekend. Tenggeris weekend is full of social celebrations and ceremony rituals called hajatan. This weekend, it was the village leader's turn to marry their son. The village council managed the busy schedule so that people have to pee before holding one. This key can last up until 3 years. So when a Tenggeris have a hajatan, surely it is a very lavish one. The whole village lent their hand. Women went down from every part of the village to help the kitchen work, while the men helped make the penjor, coconut leaf decoration. These social works are respectively called budaya and sinoman. Meals made from local earth products were cooked together in village hall's kitchen. Once again, different from Balinese Hindu, most of Tenggeris dishes serve meals from pig meat. Outside, dances and festivities followed. This was reok dance, a traditional East Javanese dance. The main attraction was, however, the Jaran Kepang, in which dancers were sent into trance as war-horse spirits entered their bodies. Not only the dancers sometimes, as these vigorous stallions often demanded an audience to be a part of their ride to battle. As the transport ended, the general would bless the host with abundance. Meanwhile, shaman's assistant, called sepuh or elder, was making ritual dolls for entas-entas ceremony. Tenggeris believed that once a person died, his soul will climb the 7 heavens, step by step. Entas-entas is a ceremony to release these souls to each level of the heaven. The souls are represented in these ritual dolls called Bespa. It is made from round leaves filled with the seed of jambe tree and adorned with Tenggeri's sacred flowers, Senikir, the flower of knowledge, and Tanalayu or Edelweiss, the flower of eternity. Tenggeri's Hindu is unique as it blends with local Javanese belief or adat, which dated back to the 8th century. This created a distinct syncretism in Tenggeri's culture. This is Pak Dukun or shaman. Every Tenggeris village has their own dukun, and coincidentally, Ngadisari's dukun is the chief of all Tenggeris dukuns. Dukun leads cultural ceremonies, not the Hindu religious ones. These children represented the living descendants of the passing souls. They sat in front of the offerings which the soul would bring along their journey to the next heaven. Once the blessing was done, Dukun's assistants would wrap the Vespa with their ancestors' clothing and gave them to the family's women. They brought the Vespas to sacred burning oven called Punden. Tenggeris Hindu doesn't burn bodies like their Balinese neighbor. They bury the dead's body and burn these Vespas instead. As the Vespa turned into ashes, the smoke released their ancestors' soul in an otherworldly pilgrimage to the higher heaven. At night, the couple had a wedding celebration called Walagara. Besides comedy shows, the celebration was also livened up with folk dances called Tayuban. The night was long and joyous, but the dawn would follow soon. One day, the god Sang Hyang Widiwasa demanded Roro Anteng and Joko Seger to give their youngest son in return. A demand both were unwilling to fulfill. This would lead to a day known as Yatnya Kasada, one of the biggest Tenggeris ceremony. These bangers were raised to commemorate the Yatnya. All Tenggeris from the four winds will gather in Ngadisari village for a pilgrimage to the Bromo mountain. Crossing the dusty sand dunes, these people went to Punden in the Widodaren mountain, where they would collect the fountain's holy water for Kasada. Widodaren Punden is unique as it is carved on the walls of the mountain near its watery source. There are 25 Pundens scattered around the Tengger mountain, believed to be their ancestors' dwelling. The road was not easy, however. The stairs were steep and slippery of ashes from Bromo's constant eruption. But once they arrived in the fountain, all exhaustion were absorbed in the holy prayers. The holy water was then brought to Pura Luhur Poten. The temple under the Bromo crater is the most central Tenggeris temple and the place where Yatnya Kasada would be held. The holy water was kept in a bamboo stick until Kasada. Down in the villages, people were making tuhuan or ongke. These are big dolls made from offerings that they will throw to the Bromo during Yatnya Kasada. There is a strict rule anyway. Only a village who does not have its villager die during 40 days before Kasada may make their ongke. The ongke is adorned with earthly produces of Tenggeris harvest and sacred flowers. They also brought other foods such as kavi and sugar. In the meantime, Pawadalan Agung or Odalan was held in the Pura Luhur Poten. Odalan was done to purify Pura Luhur Poten before Yatnya Kasada. The ceremony leaders would clean the corners of the Pura with holy water. By then, the great Tenggeris temple was ready for Yatnya Kasada. Yatnya Kasada was opened with a cultural event, the reception. Here, the best of Tenggeris culture were shown. The most awaited event, however, was the opera dance of Roro Anteng and Joko Seger origin story. The sacred opera dance could only be played during Yatnya Kasada with strict rules. story told. Suddenly the usually calm Bromo erupted. Its fiery flames climbed onto the royal couple's youngest son, Raden Kusuma. The fire of Bromo wrapped him in its arms into the burning depth, and the creation finally rekindled with the creator. The night when the Raden Kusuma finally rejoiced with his creator is commemorated in the Yatnya Kasada. Tengger people will walk a pilgrimage to the Bromo crater. Even though it rained in this year's Kasada, people still gathered in the great temple of Pural Hurpoten to praise their prayers to God Sang Hyang Widiwasa. Led by the chief Dukun, all Tenggeris Dukun casted their spells for Tenggeris prosperity, called Puji Astuti Dukun Tengger. Smokes from the praying sticks filled the air, wrapped people in its magical protection. The mass listens as the chief Dukun read aloud the Roro Anteng and Joko Seger legend in their native language. The story told that from the depth of the Bromo then could be heard Raden Kusuma's voice, telling the Tenggeris to remember the full moon when he rejoiced with the god. The Tenggeris were told to bring offerings, the ongke, and throw them into the volcanic crater as a symbol of gratitude to Sang Hyang Widiwasa. Thus, the Yatnya Kasada was known. Before the dawn traded, Legend or Dukun second assistant held these ongkes on their shoulder as they climbed the steep path to Bromo crater. The Bromo raged as it swallowed each ongke thrown. When the earliest sunrise finally touched its peak, the last ongke was eventually thrown to the Bromo. Sang Hyang Widiwasa was appeased then, as Yatnya Kasada finally done. God. Nature. Human. In each thought crosses, words spoken, and action done. Descendants of Roro Anteng and Joko Seger celebrate the harmony of Tri Hita Karana. Be it when the sun rises or when it finally falls behind the walls of the earth. Tengger people keep reciting their praises to God above the heaven. The Tenggeris live up to their lesson learned, that prosperity and joy will always be given by the Bromo, as long as prayers in the mountain are always heard.